The practice of semen retention has been spoken of in ancient traditions, spiritual disciplines, and modern self-development circles, often framed as a path to discipline, focus, and inner power. At its core, semen retention is not simply about abstaining from release, but about cultivating self-control, channeling sexual energy into higher purposes, and mastering the most primal force within a man. Many men today struggle with distraction, overstimulation, and a lack of clarity because they have lost the art of discipline over their own desires. Retention becomes a tool of empowerment, where self-mastery, in one of the most difficult areas, translates into mastery over other aspects of life. By controlling this vital essence, men learn to govern their impulses, enhance their concentration, and unlock reservoirs of energy that would otherwise be lost through indulgence. The benefits of this discipline extend far beyond physical vitality, reaching into mental resilience, spiritual growth, and the cultivation of a powerful presence that others naturally respect. The philosophy of semen retention also reflects the understanding that sexual energy is one of the most potent forces in the human body. Ancient wisdom traditions, from Taoism to Ayurveda, considered this energy to be the foundation of creativity, strength, and longevity. Instead of dissipating it, they taught men to conserve and transmute it into drive, innovation, and charisma. In the modern world, where instant gratification dominates, the practice becomes even more powerful because it stands in opposition to the addictive cycles of overstimulation. Retention is not repression, it is redirection. Just as an athlete trains his body through resistance, a man trains his mind and willpower by practicing self-control. Each time he chooses discipline over indulgence, he strengthens his resolve, his sense of purpose, and his ability to handle challenges. This inner power begins to show outwardly. His posture, his energy, and his decisions carry greater weight, making him someone people notice and respect. One of the best ways to understand the power of retention and self-control is through the story of athletes who embody discipline in every aspect of their lives. Consider a young sprinter who once admitted that his biggest struggle was not on the track, but off it. He trained hard, ate well, and kept a strict schedule, but he lacked control over his sexual energy. He noticed that during periods of overindulgence, his recovery slowed, his focus wavered, and his explosiveness on the track declined. When he learned about semen retention, he decided to commit for a full season. The results were profound. He reported sharper focus during training, more restful sleep, and a newfound sense of confidence that carried into competitions. His times improved, not because he suddenly gained new talent, but because his discipline created consistency, energy, and a deeper connection between his mind and body. This story illustrates what many men discover. Retention fuels performance, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. The athlete's journey also highlights the broader truth that mastery of self is the foundation of mastery in any field. A man who cannot control his urges will find it difficult to control his destiny. Just as a champion learns to endure the pain of training, a man practicing semen retention learns to endure the temptation of fleeting pleasure for the sake of long-term growth. This capacity for sacrifice is what sets apart those who achieve greatness from those who remain average. In the athlete's story, the discipline gained from retention spilled over into every area of his life. He became more intentional with his time, more selective with his environment, and more driven toward his goals. The discipline of controlling his sexual energy became a training ground for all other forms of self-control, proving that true strength begins within. For men seeking to embody leadership, resilience, and respect, semen retention becomes more than just a personal practice. It becomes a philosophy of living. It reminds them that life is not about indulgence, but about harnessing one's power to achieve higher purposes. Women, peers, and communities sense this energy. A man with self-control radiates stability and presence, qualities deeply admired in every culture. Just as the athlete's performance improved because he respected his own energy, men who practice retention find that their relationships, work, and spiritual life all benefit from this newfound reservoir of strength. This practice becomes a form of respect for oneself, a commitment to not waste what is sacred, and a declaration that one's life force will be used for creation and achievement rather than lost to momentary desires. In the end, the self-control semen retention demands is the discipline every man needs to unlock his full potential. The story of the athlete shows how energy, when directed with purpose, can transform not only performance, but the very fabric of one's character. Retention is not simply about obstinance. It is about choosing mastery over chaos, vision over distraction, and strength over weakness. It is the recognition that true power lies not in indulging every desire, but in learning to master them. For the modern man surrounded by endless temptations, this practice is a path back to clarity, vitality, and greatness. By honoring his seed, he honors his body, his purpose, and his future, embodying a level of self-control that distinguishes him in every aspect of life. Before we conclude, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to drop your location in the comments, so I'd love to know where you're rewatching from. And if you ever have any questions, join our Telegram channel where we interact directly and help each other grow. The link is in the description.